Spider-Man fans are dumb. This shouldn't come as a surprise, as the only thing Spider-Man fans hate more than Spider-Man are other Spider-Man fans. And there's a lot of different ways Spider-Man fans are stupid, and a lot of different types of stupid Spider-Man fans. And the type I want to focus on today is Spider-Man video game fans. Particularly people that are fans of the Insomniac Spider-Man video game series. Bruh. If you know, you know. I've never seen a fan base that manages to be annoying from like all angles quite like the Insomniac Spider-Man fan base. And I'm fully prepared for all 6 people that find this video to hate me and what I say with every fiber of their being. But I'm like behind the screen and probably hundreds if not thousands of miles away.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on.
So like, what are you gonna do? Put some dirt in my eye? With all that aside, I want to get into what I actually want to get into here. Now, when you hear me say Insomniac Spider-Man fans are annoying, you might expect me to be talking about that one side of the fan base that's overly nitpicky and weirdly critical of these games that they're supposed to like, or even that other side of the fan base that was sending Insomniac like literal death threats over the Raimi suit. But no, I'm not talking about them. While they are incredibly annoying in their own right, I'm actually talking about sort of the opposite of the spectrum. While the side of the fanbase I referenced previously seems to always have something negative to say about the Insomniac Spider-Man games, which as stated is very annoying on its own, what I also find annoying is the side of the fanbase that seems to never have anything negative to say about the series. And that's not to say you need to have something you dislike about Insomniac Spider-Man. If you enjoy Insomniac Spider-Man and you find nothing wrong with it, you think it's perfect, you love the games, you wouldn't change anything about them, that's cool. I respect your opinion. However, some fans take it way too far, and it just bugs me to no end, no pun intended. Because one thing I see way too often, and this can kind of apply to like any type of fan base of like anything, but I see it very prominently with Insomniac, in that some fans refuse to let Insomniac be criticized. Like, I'm willing to bet if you were to go onto Twitter right now and you say something basic but negative about the Insomniac Spider-Man, like, oh, I don't like the way the symbiote suit looks, even though this is a perfectly okay opinion to have on a completely subjective topic, you probably gonna get ratioed to hell and back, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm not sure where this consensus that Insomniac can do no wrong came from, how it came about, or why it did, but I've started to notice it more and more ever since the game released. And you know what? I'll admit it. I used to be one of those people that could not let Insomniac get criticized. I used to jump to Spider-Man PS4's defense, and not even just the best Spider-Man game, I would firmly assert that it was the best game ever, I ain't gonna lie. But after a while, I took a look around myself and I was like, okay, yo, nah, we doing way too much, bro. Like I referenced a little bit ago, you see this very prevalently on like Twitter, and to be fair, it's Twitter, it's like the symbiote, it brings out the worst in everyone. But there's one situation in particular that occurred on Twitter, and I've had this idea for a while, but it actually sparked me to finally go through with it and make this video. And that was this tweet right here. It should be on the screen. Now, what we have here is a Discord screenshot of SK. I guess he's a YouTuber. The only reason I know about him, I'm not gonna lie, is from that one video where he got terribly ratioed via video response from Colin, this guy. But as you can see here, he's spamming a sentence which says, PS4 web swinging has no depth and you just have to hold R2, in reference to Insomniac Spider-Man games. And obviously this is a very like negative and dumbed down explanation of how web swinging works in Spider-Man PS4 and Miles Morales. But being completely objective, he's kind of right. You do have to just hold R2 and I guess like push the analog stick forward, and like you will keep swinging no matter what. And I feel like there's kind of a conversation to be had there. And someone else thought so as well, as you can see in the screenshot. A YouTuber by the name of Channel Pup. I've actually watched his content a few times, a lot of times actually. And in reference to this Discord screenshot of SK, he says, quote, "I hate to say it, he's not wrong. Insomniac's web swinging is more of a basic traversal mechanic than a superpower. Needs way more stakes to it. Give me dual webs, fall damage. Don't have Spidey automatically let go of a thread. Give it some danger and let the player be artistic." And this is a take I agree with, and a take that I think even if you don't agree with, you can at least understand for most people. You know, he just wants the game to have a bit more depth to its swinging. I feel like that's kind of understandable. But some of the replies and like reactions in the quotes to this, you would think that he said they should drop Yuri Lowenthal and recast Peter as like Martin Lawrence. Like, not even just his voice. It's like the reaction to this is akin to the reaction that I'd expect if he said like, just get rid of Ben Jordan, John Bubniak, fucking Yuri Lowenthal, screw them all. It's just Martin Lawrence. Peter is just Martin Lawrence. In the suit, it's Martin Lawrence. And yeah, you know, just perfectly fine criticism. Like, it's not even really criticism actually, it's just a suggestion of how to make the game better. But as I said, the replies will lead you to think he said the most important thing you could ever say. He actually made another quote tweet of this tweet after this, accompanied by some of the scathing replies he received. And this is actually where my belief that a lot of these very aggressive fanboys are stupid comes in. And reading through these quotes makes me itchy. Why should Spider-Man, a superhero, suffer from fall damage? That sounds irritating. Fall damage in a Spider-Man game? LeBron laughing gif. Never let Twitter cook with Spider-Man game swinging system again. Spider-Man and fall damage have no business being near each other. Fall damage in a Spider-Man game is so unserious. Thank God you people aren't making the game because ... sob. What the fuck is dual webs? Bro, he's Spider-Man. Do you think fall damage applies to him? I'm convinced a lot of these people actually have not interacted with any sort of Spider-Man media past the games and maybe the movies. But even the movies, I'm not sure why you would question fall damage of all things. As you can see, there's a lot to get into here, so I'm gonna get into it. Starting off with the most prevalent thing, there's a lot of people that for some reason think fall damage doesn't apply to Spider-Man for some reason. And you know what? I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt. I can see their logic, you know, superhero, superpowers, super strong, super durable. He doesn't take fall damage. This is stupid. And you know, like I said, that's a reasonable thought process. However, the amount of times that running out of web fluid has been like a moment of high stakes for Spider-Man, with the threat being that he can fall to his death. I don't know if it's so stupid. Like, a lot of people keep pointing to the fact that Spider-Man is super powered and super strong, so fall damage shouldn't matter to him. But if that were the case, literally nothing would matter to him. If this were the case, Spider-Man would not have gotten jumped like he did by the Sinister Six. If Spider-Man could shake off a fall from the Empire State Building like it's nothing, then why on earth did he need the anti-ox suit? Why can we not shake all hits off like it's nothing? If we're going to cite non-gameplay reasons for why a gameplay feature is missing, then I feel like why not say we shouldn't take damage at all? Because that's how it would be if you're Spider-Man. And obviously that's a bit of an extreme, but I feel like the point still stands and you can kind of take away from that and infer what I'm trying to say. And another thing that I see people saying a lot in those quotes is, wow, I'm so glad people like you aren't developing games, or something along those lines, variations of it, which is very ironic. And I say ironic because, oh god. If you're pretty deep into Spider-Man and Spider-Man games, not just the 2018 one, I'm gonna say what you've probably been itching to say and what you've been waiting for me to say for like the past 4 minutes. As you see, this is how I know a lot of y'all ain't picked up a Spider-Man game before 2018, because whoa, surprise, surprise, this isn't new. Every good open world Spider-Man game up until PS4 had this. This isn't new. A point I've been conveniently ignoring up until now is that a lot of people keep saying that web swinging with fall damage would be too annoying, and that the mechanics he's requesting would overcomplicate the swinging and make it too hard. And the only thing I really have to say to that is play the other games. Like on paper, the mechanics sound pretty complicated, but when you're actually playing them, they're very fluid and they're so fun. Especially Web of Shadows, dude. Like, I can understand maybe feeling Spider-Man 2 is a bit too hard to go back to, but Web of Shadows is like perfect for me. I feel like this whole sentiment of, oh, these mechanics would be too difficult or too complicated comes from the fact that like video games as a whole, ever since like the start of the 7th generation, have been slowly getting easier and easier and more dumbed down to be like more palatable for general audiences, which of course there's a very extensive discussion to be had there, but we're not going to do that here. But I do want to like just acknowledge it as a factor because it ties into the fact that we now have people defending Insomniac like their lives depend on it and do not want to let anyone say anything bad about it like ever. And what we just discussed isn't even like the most like notable occurrence of this as far as like raw numbers like likes and attention. It's not even the most notable, it's just what caused me to make this video. If you spend any time on Spider-Man Twitter, you've probably seen it before. I'll probably have some screenshots of other situations I could find of people just like not letting Insomniac get criticized at all. A common thing people will say is stop whining, or you people complain too much. Like, bro, if you disliked the symbiote suit when it was first revealed, ooh, I feel for you. I was there. There's this Reddit post I found, which, yeah, I know, Reddit. Everyone's annoying there, but it has 673 upvotes, so people agree with this. And it reads, basically, ignore people complaining about the suit. The same thing happened with the face. I want a natural / organic looking suit. Insomniac designs a natural looking suit. It's too oily and it looks like armor. 1. They will complain about anything and everything. 2. Nothing will change. 3. They either move on and stop complaining about everything and they can enjoy the game, or they drown in their own misery. The suit looks sick, and I'm tired of the it's too over-designed moaning. Besides, they're going to add so many symbiote suits anyways. P.S. I know nobody asked for the face change. No. Correct me if I'm wrong, but all of this is essentially to say, I don't like that you dislike what I like, so I want you to shut up about it while I don't shut up.
Shut your
One thing I will say is that I do think the people that are still complaining about Peter's face are like beyond annoying. Like, hot take, but I think Ben Jordan's face for Peter looks more like any like comic accurate adaptation of Peter's face than John Bubniak's face does, except for maybe in like up until like the 80s or 90s, the way he was drawn in the comics. Basically, when Peter was essentially Steve Ditko's self-insert, I think John Bubniak looks more like that, especially Ben Jordan's real face. Insomniac kinda sold him on the face scan 3 times. But I'd even go as far to say that Ben Jordan's face in real life is like the perfect, almost pretty boy type of Peter Parker we've seen artists choose to go with frequently since like the late 90s for Peter in the comics. But literally Insomniac just can't handle this guy's face right. Like, it's so close, he's so perfect, but they just keep fumbling. Like, even John Bubniak's face looked way better for Peter IRL than his game model did. Like, I'm starting to notice a pattern. But all that aside, back to my original point, this is another example of people refusing to let Insomniac face criticism for like anything, and like as stated, I can't stand it. Like, some of this doesn't even make sense. I don't think it's a stretch at all to say the people that wanted a natural looking suit probably aren't the same people that are complaining about it. And like, I know to an extent there's people that are nitpicking just to nitpick, which is probably why so many of these fans are so automatically defensive when it comes to Insomniac. But I'm so tired of these people looking at anything negative someone has to say about the game and complaining about them complaining. Like, people can dislike things Insomniac does too. They're not immune to criticism. Like, all of this is essentially, I'm upset that I like this and you dislike it, which is just as annoying as the people complaining about it. If you have the ability to talk about how much you like what they've done, I think it's only fair people can talk about how much they dislike what they've done. Like, just a thought. If you can't tell, I'm not the biggest fan of the black suit either. Like, I know I keep going on about it, and I have been for like 15 minutes, but like, there's just so many of these little like random occurrences of Insomniac fans just like deflecting any and all criticism that Insomniac face. Like, do you remember the Marvel Spider-Man 2 gameplay reveal trailer? And how there was a bit of a controversy of a lot of people deciding that it looked just like the 2018 game. Now, hot take, but I don't think that's a completely wrong assessment. And I feel like the problem is a lot of these Insomniac fans that were fighting for their lives heard that, oh, this looks kind of like the other games, and took it as, this looks terrible. Now, firstly, I like to say I think it looks way closer to like Miles Morales rather than the 2018 game, because those two games like look shockingly different. But like, thing is, that's not a bad thing. Like, put your pitchfork down. You don't have to fight. That doesn't mean it looks bad. There's nothing wrong with them looking similar, which in my opinion from this reveal they kind of did look pretty similar. Like, really, I want you to look me in my eyes and tell me with a completely straight face, put it on God, put it on your mother, put it on yourself. If you're lying to yourself, you will die right here. You will die. With those conditions, I want you to look at me in my eyes and tell me with complete confidence that Marvel Spider-Man 2 gameplay reveal trailer looks distinguishable from Miles Morales in any meaningful way. I'm waiting, and I'm gonna keep waiting, because you can't answer because you're dead because you tried to lie. And thing is, that's not a bad thing. I don't know why so many people chose to take this as a personal attack or like an attack on something they like. When the Miles Morales game first got revealed, we were under the impression that it was kind of like a exclusive flagship PS5 game. Thus, we appreciated it as such for a minute and like looked at the graphics and were like, wow, so this is what the PS5 can do. This definitely looks like a next-gen Spider-Man. And then it got revealed that it was actually playable on PS4 as well, and we were all like, whoa, I can't believe this actually runs. So it's literally not even an insult to say that they don't look that different, because they don't really need to begin with. My point was to say that at the time as we knew it, Miles Morales was a PS5 game and Marvel Spider-Man 2 was a PS5 game, so you shouldn't really expect a big jump in graphical quality to begin with. So people that are using that as like an edge to critique the game, yeah, that's kind of weird, but just as an observation, I get it. I will say that the story trailer looks pretty distinct from both Marvel Spider-Man and Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales. So if you try to say they look the same, I can't defend y'all, sorry. There's a lot of other little things I wanted to talk in depth about. Like, some people think that from what we've seen, there's not enough new animations in the swinging. And some people also think that the black suit should have different swinging animations. But other people view this as asking for too much and whining, which Spider-Man 3 and Web of Shadows also did this. I don't know, there's just like this super weird like attitude towards Insomniac that like a lot of people will straight up tell you like, you should be grateful for what we're getting, which, yeah, to some extent, these devs aren't Jesus. They can't give us the fucking moon. But at the same time, yeah, these devs aren't Jesus. I don't know, the whole idea of telling someone to shut up and be grateful while they're giving $70 to Sony is kind of wild to me. Like, it's not like Insomniac are angels descending from the heavens to gift us this game. Like, this isn't a one-sided transaction. They benefit from this too. But this video's gone on long enough, so not really enough time to get into all that and the other stuff I wanted to. Depending on how this video does, I do want to make more videos where I go more in depth on the different topics I discussed here. But we'll just have to wait and see. If you did make it this far, thank you. This is obviously like my first attempt at making this sort of long form like commentary type of content. I know I like bounced around a lot of topics and like probably dragged some out too long. Sorry, please be patient with me. I have autism, but thank you for sticking around. I will try to work on that. If by some miracle this video reaches more than 6 people and more than 6 of you guys get to this point in the video, let me know what you think down in the comments. Please don't find anyone in this video and like go and try to harass them or something. And if you're gonna have discussions in the comments, please be respectful. Don't like fucking kill each other over this. Like, at the end of the day, we all like Spider-Man and we all like video games and we all like Spider-Man video games, and that's why we're here. So rather than looking at someone and going, I hate your opinion so I hate you, let's just be like, wow, that's a different take on something we both like, and that's okay. Maybe. I know I'm asking too much of the internet, but that being said, thanks for watching or listening. I know people do that with videos. I do. And see you guys next time, maybe. And yeah, bye.